Raven Symone is back in the news again this week, and she made some valid points. At the same time, she did say some things I did disagree with, but she made a valid point. Raven Symone said, "I am not an African American. I am an American." That statement right there. I mean, there's more to it, but we're gonna break down bits and pieces. But that statement right there, "I'm not an African American. I am an American." I can agree with that, right? Because they use the term African American to separate the original people of the Americas, which are Black Americans, to separate them from America, right? To say that they're from Africa. But Asians who are here are called American. Whites who are here are called American. They're not called European American. Asians aren't called Asian American, right? The Mexicans ain't called Mexican American, right? All these different groups of people, even the Middle Easterns that come over here, they not called, Jewish American or, Middle Eastern American. All these people that come here from all over the world, they not called one thing and then followed by American. They are just called American, right? So when they call Black people African American instead of American, that's a slap in the face, right? And whatever they doing to you up front, there's always something on the back end that's happening, right? So this article goes on to say at the top, first paragraph, "I am a Black American. I am definitely Black, and yes, my ancestors come from Africa." I disagree with that. But then again, I can't because I don't know her ancestry, right? I don't know her family lineage. And then it goes on to say, the actress shared before asking, how long does a bloodline have to live in one land before they are considered a pure species of that land? That's a good question, a damn good question. And the only way you could become a so-called pure species of that land, right, is to have a bloodline connection, right? So if you have a bloodline connection, then eventually you will be a part of the land because you're a part of the people that is a part of the land. You get it? So it goes on to say, she continued, when they say she, they talking about Raven Symone. She continued, a true African American is someone that is from Africa and moved here to the Americas, which is true. She goes on to say either first generation or second generation and has a tie to that country that I do not have. So she kind of contradicts herself by saying, well, if you say that your people are from Africa, right, then you no longer have that connection, whether it's bloodline or generational, being here, after so many generations, right? It goes on to say, the news article, former The Cosby Show star emphasized that while she respects who's who choose to identify as as an African American, her own identity was rooted in her family's deep generational ties to the United States, which I said, right? But then again, her deep generational ties, if her family could be tracked here into the 1800s alone, right? I'm talking about the mid 1800s. And more than likely, she got American Indian ancestry, and she owes Africa not a fucking thing. Just being real, being honest, right? The article continues and it says, I think there comes a point where when you build a country, when you fight for freedom, make money and pay taxes and generationally live in a country, you have the privilege to call yourself a pure American. Well, not necessarily. I do feel her, but to call yourself a pure American is to be the original people of the land, the first Americans, which would be American Indians. He added, Raven Symone, sharing that her family was listed in the first Virginia census that allowed Black people to be named. That's what I'm saying. So what it sounds like to me, Raven has did her ancestry, right? And I know she came across some Indian folk. So when you do your ancestry and you get these records, you're going to see that on tribal records, you're going to find your family on tribal records, right? But then when you get to the United States Census records, they're going to start calling American Indians Black and Negroes, What else? Coloreds at that time, right? When you get the United States Census records. But Raven continued to say, Raven also opened up about the backlash she had faced during an episode of the Tea Time with Raven and Miranda podcast with her partner, Miranda Madej. I guess that's her lover, right? She shared feeling immediately judged and misunderstood. The Hollywood veteran even recalled walking off stage feeling like she had said something that's bad, which contradicts who I am as a human. But that's the problem. People can't judge people for not wanting to, adhere. You can't judge people for not wanting to be what other people want them to be. You can't judge her for that. She don't want to be what you niggas call African American. She don't want to be that because she has her family records. And she has all the right to claim her heritage, her tribal heritage. But it's always the niggas who don't know who they are that cause confusion. It's always the niggas that don't know who they are who want to argue with somebody and tell somebody who they is when they don't even know the person ancestral lineage, right? But it says supporters almost immediately rallied behind the actress in the comment section online, including one Instagram user who wrote, "Loved how she articulated her point. I can't say I disagree. I mean, we don't call white people European Americans." And that's true. White people are not called European Americans. Like I said in the beginning of the video, Asians aren't called Asian Americans. Every motherfucking person who is benefiting off of this country and off of the blood, because our people sacrifice blood, sweat, and tears for this country to exist, right? For foreigners to come over here and they are now American, but you are still African American. You still a second class. Ain't that shit a smack in the motherfucking face? But this is why I said we have to support our own people. We have to love our own people. We have to appreciate old and new. Because the more we rally together and we appreciate each other and we show love to each other, everybody around the world is going to fear us. I can't say what they're going to fear us for, but I want you to understand they will fear us. Because now you're taking back your own narrative. You're taking back your own story. You're taking back your own family. You're taking back your own country. No, man. I'll say this. I appreciate everybody. This is one of the best times to be alive because change is happening. Unfortunately, everybody won't be with us. They won't be with us because they don't understand the concept of morals over money. Morals over money. You done sold yourself. You done sold your soul for the money. When you sold your soul for the money, you got BBLs, you got your titties done, hairline. You so caught up in trying to be what other people want you to be that you forgot how to love yourself. Getting that BBL ain't gonna make the next person love you. You know, being a man and you're leading with money is not gonna make nobody love you. Let's keep it real. There's a lot of men out here who lead with money. That's not gonna make nobody love you. Period. Morals over money. Morals over money. I'm out.